Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Smite News. We have a lot to cover today. We're going to be covering the patch notes for 9.5/2014. There is a lot. This patch is titled The Winds of Change, and several things are changing. Not only do we have 2 reworks, we have a Hunbot swaparoo with Kuang into Kukalkan? Whatever. Look, I'll get it eventually. I'm just going to call him Cole, or Kulk. Kulk. There we go. Kulk works. We've already been over the other 2 in previous videos. Click the annotation to go to them if you want to see them. We will briefly cover the numbers and stuff. But first, let's go ahead and jump into what I found to be the most interesting part, being new items added, which is something I'm always enjoying. So we have a new item called Odysseus's Bow. This is an attack speed item, because 40% attack speed, and every basic attack has a 25% chance to trigger a chain lightning, damaging that target and up to 4 nearby enemies for 30 damage, plus 50% of your total physical power. Cannot trigger more than once every 1 second. This is a cool item. This is a Xbalanque item. This is an AMC item. Pretty much any character that is high auto attack base. This is going to help them a ton in lane. Especially like Xbalanque, who has very bad clear. This chain lightning is going to be awesome. This is a attack speed item, so it's based out of the same tree as Executioner and those. So really good. 40% attack speed might be the highest in the game for an item, I think. It's a lot of attack speed. You don't get any other stats though, so that's the thing to note. And the cost is 2,300. It's an extension of the Balance Blade. So very, very cool item. Looking forward to testing that on Xbalanque, because God, I would love to see him make a good comeback. Everyone knows this, and if you know me. Next, we're going to talk about I guess it's the Imperial Helmet line, which is a very, very Chinese. Whenever I think Imperial and stuff like that, and obviously the names and stuff, Dynasty Warrior type things. So it's kind of the based in that. You start off at the base with Imperial Helmet, which is a magical power physical protection item. Awesome. You have the second tier, which just doubles its stats. That is the Jade Mountain Helm. Very cool. It's a basic upgrade. But then when we get into the cool things is the tier 3. You either get to pick a 30 magical power, 30 protection, and some penetration for 19, less than 2k. That's crazy. It's a really good statted item. Or you can go into the Celestial Legion Helm, which is 40 magical damage, 50 physical protections, and a passive that makes it so that if you get crit, you can't be crit again within 3 seconds, and you gain 40 magical power. That's pretty good. That's an anti-ADC, anti-hunter, or not hunter, assassin item, but it's very expensive. It's only like a few hundred gold less than Rada Tahuti. So this is a last item pick. You're not gonna want to pick this up any other time. Although, if you do get crit, you're going to have a good bit of extra damage, but it's a last item, kind of a luxury item of, I'm getting killed a lot by magic or physical gods, specifically assassins and stuff. They get in the back lines. They do a lot of damage to me. Hey, I'll grab this item. Or maybe if you're a tank and, you're like, I want some, I like to build Ratatouille last item, because why not? Or Soul Reaver, something like that, something big. This gives you a lot of, if you're Geb, it doesn't matter, right? But if you're not Geb, this is a pretty good item. You also see that, go back to Odysseus's Bow, this is a good item to use against him, because it's not a crit, but it does a lot of extra damage, so something to keep in mind with that. And that's all for the items. Bulwark of Hope, got a bug fix, so that when you rezzed and you just bought it, it wouldn't put the passive up. And wards getting a little bit of a fix. They can only be destroyed with basic attacks, and it takes 3 hits to destroy them. Moving on to the god balances. AMC, no longer can an enemy hit your hives and get lifesteal off of them. Very minor, but I guess it could, could matter. Aphrodite getting kind of a nerf. 3 seconds added to the cooldown of her kiss. That's pretty big. When she kisses a friendly target, that is. So you can kiss a target, and then 3 seconds later you can use it to stun or to kiss somebody else. Pretty big nerf to her. A lot of people agree. They say it in the video, but it's pretty big, and people aren't going to just recognize how big it is, in my opinion. Cabrakan, I might actually get him to rank 1 now. He's the fastest moving guardian. As far as just base movement speed, they increased it by 5, which isn't a ton, but it's notable. Especially when you use your number 1 to give you more movement speed. His refraction shield no longer gives you protections passively. Instead, you get protections per hit, and they stack up 5 times. And then after 8 seconds, it resets. Or if you use the ability for its damage component or its active component, then it will the protections will go away. The damage was also increased by 400 or 40 on the top end, which is a nice little change. Tremors, which I really don't think needed a buff, got one. 10% extra damage onto it. I feel like that ability just needed to make it so that knockups wouldn't work. But, whatever. Tectonic Shift now works like the wards we just talked about. And it's... you can't destroy them with abilities, but you can shoot them. Each point you put into it increases the amount of shots that it takes. So 6 shots at max to break them. And the base damage was increased by 200 on the top end. So a pretty good, healthy amount of damage coming from that ability now. We're liable to not see him in the... he may not be a very good support character, to be honest. He might be just much better in the solo lane, but we will see. Moving on, lots of other fixes and stuffs. Guan Yu getting a little bit of a nerf in one way, but a buff in another. His conviction cooldown has been lowered to 10 seconds. The mana cost has been reduced by 20 on the top end, and it no longer provides protections. However, his Talo Assault now, once again, steals protections from the target that he is hitting. And they have increased the amount of protections that it decreases. So he now gets 30 pin at max level, which is pretty good. Very, very happy to see Guan Yu getting some buffing. Hebo getting a slight nerf. 20 damage off of his water cannon, and his water spout no longer does a slow. This means that he can no longer kite as efficiently as he could in melee. However, you're still going to see him as just being a big burst mage that everyone's going to hate, but a little bit of a nerf. No Janus nerfs, sadly, but whatever. Kali gets a slight buff. Not much, just 5 on her top end. Actually, 5 at every level. So her lash will hit slightly harder. If you hit with all 3, that will be an extra 15 damage that it will do. Destruction also gets an extra 5 damage at every level per tick. So, pretty good. New Wall gets a slight nerf, losing actually quite a bit. At top end, it's going to be... she loses 100 base damage on her Mysterious Fog. That's a lot, really. They were saying, I guess it dealt too much damage for wave clear, probably, was the problem. Fire Shard. So apparently there's a bug with Fire Shard where if you jumped up into the air and you were dead... let me see. Yeah, so if Nuwa goes in the air and you respawn right while she's in the air, you no longer take the damage that she does when Fire Shards goes off. So, yeah, kind of it would be silly because I've had it happen several times. I'd res take a step off of the thing, like pop all my speed stuff and go to move like as a raw, and then all of a sudden, I lose a quarter of my life. And you're like, crap. Turn around, walk back, or float back. Rama, camera bug fixed. Whenever you would use his ultimate, it would stick in place. Other than that, the only notable thing is Sun Wukong used to have a damage component that would, on his Somersault Cloud, that would activate Magi's Blessing, and that has been fixed so that it no longer does that. Ooh, okay. This is the longest one yet. Let's go ahead and talk and look at a lot of the... Actually, you know what? I'll do those in a separate video. All the new emotes or skins that we have. But we have Misdiagnosis getting a new voice pack. We have Pixel Buster Freya. We have King Bacchus. We have the Arachne Recolor. And to note that Team Solo Mid Apollo skin will no longer be available after this patch. So go buy it. Support the TSM Invitational. Very awesome. A bunch of new player icons for Austria, Bulgaria. Look, there's a lot of places. Romania being the one I'm going to note because I have a wonderful person on my Twitter that's Romanian, and my heart goes out to her. Emotes, don't really care. No offense. A bunch of gods got emotes, including Xbalanque, which is cool, but I don't have the money for it. UI fixes and updates and stuff. The HUD has been changed again. If you've seen any of my videos, you will see this. If you have a character at rank 10, you will have a diamond frame. If you have a character at rank 5, you will have a legendary frame. You can also turn off the amount of kills and all that you have gotten if you so desire. Kind of cool, kind of don't want that, but whatever. Some diamond skins have had visual updates. Freya has gotten a new grill so that her face is not as ugly as it used to be. Yeah, that's most of the notes that are worth talking about. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to do each of the god skins, new skins or voice packs, jokes and all that good stuff in separate videos because that's a lot of time I don't feel like spending. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Leave your feedback about the balance changes and about the items that have been added. I'm really interested to see what other people think of those right off the top of their heads. And that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. And as always, subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, the last one. You should do the first one, but the last one. Bye, guys.